All right, hi. Welcome to Saved and Manifesting. I am Tavana Starr and I am your host. And welcome to another video. I'm really excited this week. Of course, it's another day off. And so my days off are filled with business and content. And so today is a content day. Today I'm not doing laundry. Um, we did just put up some new furniture, so that was fun. But today is strictly not strictly, but right now it's about content and I'm really excited. So this week we're going to get into some juice, you feel me? And we're going to get into what I like to call stories you tell or lies you tell. Okay, you ready? Get ready. So I'm sorry. I completely forgot that I was I'm gonna have to edit that out. Um, so, or maybe I'll just leave it in. Anyway, I'm doing this video, but I'm also doing like a clip for TikTok. I'm like vlogging like the whole process from the moment I get up to get ready and I'm gonna vlog like editing and do like a content day vlog type of thing. So I'm getting into all the things when it comes to like influencing and blogging and YouTube. And so I might just leave this in the video. But anyway, today we're gonna get into stories and we're gonna get into the stories that you tell, the stories you tell yourself. And let me just do my little disclaimer. Okay. This page is called, well, this YouTube is called, this channel is called Saved and Manifesting because I'm just a girl, right? But I'm also a girl who loves God. I am a Christian. I do believe that Jesus Christ is Lord to the glory of God the Father. And that's not going to change. That's not going to change. Um, but I also believe that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. I believe that God gave us the power to make invisible things evident and to tap into the promises of God for our lives intentionally. You know, the Bible says, now unto him who is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that you can ask or think, according to the power that worketh in you. Like, what's that power? And what do you do with that power? Christians don't believe in manifestation, but they go to church and they ask God to manifest. So, do you believe in manifestation or don't you? But I do. So, that is the point. Okay. That's where saved and manifesting came from. So, now that that's out the way, a part of manifesting on purpose, right? And making something that is not currently your experience or not currently in your life become evident is the story that you carry. Okay. So, I'm just going to talk. Manifestation is basically like, manifestation is basically about like you repeating, it's about the stories that you tell yourself over and over and over again. And the truth is, you're already doing that. You are already like perpetuating a story in your life about something. Okay. Everybody has a story. And we know that. We hear that. We know that. We teach that everybody's got a story. And your story is basically like, it's the story that you keep up. So whether that's so if you have a story like, oh, you know, my mom, you know, didn't love me. She left when I was a child or whatever. So like you always feel abandoned. Or, if you have this story that every time you meet somebody that you like, every time you save their number in your phone, they act up. Or like you have a story that you can't never keep a job, or you can't find a job because you got a record, or men never choose you because you the fat friend, or like you're always you just always late for work. Like you just can't never like whatever. Like people carry stories with them, and everybody has a story. And so those stories are just made up of um those stories are made up of your thoughts and your beliefs. So it's just like making up it's literally like writing, right? So every paragraph is made up of statements. Okay. And each paragraph makes up a page. Okay. And so those thoughts, those paragraphs, and those statements are comprised of thoughts. And so your story of your life is a reflection of the thoughts that you think, the thoughts that you think about yourself, the thoughts that you think about other people, the thoughts that you think about events, the thoughts that you think about places. So if you don't go to that grocery store around your house because their prices are too high, they like to overcharge. That's your story about that store. So that's the reason why you go up the street instead of going to the one right by your house. That's the story. And those are your thoughts. Like your thoughts are all they overcharge for stuff. So I can go somewhere and get it cheaper. Like that's your story. And when it comes to like intentionally manifesting, what manifests, right? Whether you believe in manifestation or not, is happening. Okay. It is happening. And it's not happening because of magic. It's not happening because of hoodoo, voodoo, none of that. It ain't happening because of sage. It ain't happening because of none of if it's happening because if anything is occurring because it's scientific. Okay. It's just like gravity, right? If you're watching me, you're probably a human being. Or if you're a cat, I'm not talking to you. Okay. I don't deal with cats. I despise cats like women despise men. Like I feel like a lot of women hate men, which is crazy. But anyway, that's a little rant. They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But like if you are a person, anything, right? The law of gravity is keeping everything in the earth from floating. Okay. So even cats are subject to gravity. But um so like that, you don't have to believe in gravity for you to be subject to gravity. And it's the same way with manifestation. But gravity works because it's a law of nature and it works because it's scientific, right? So the science like proves gravity, just like science proves manifestation, right? And I get into this all the time, you know, contrary to popular belief, I don't believe that God and manifestation are separate. I don't think that God is separate from science. I don't think that God is separate from biology, genetics, psychology, politics. Like, I don't think that God is separate from all of it. I think that God, um, the Bible says that there was not anything made without him, there was not anything made that was made. So all things exist because of God. Um, that's just my belief. That's contrary to popular, but that's unpopular belief, but that's just what I believe, right? So manifestation, while you know, I think depending on who you listen to, um, they make it like it's a thing of like magic, but it's really not. It's not wishful thinking. Like it's not. It's really just how like it's the science of it all, right? It works because your brain is going to project on the reality of your life whatever you repeat. Okay. And so back to the stories, these stories that you think, right? If you think that you are a failure, now I feel myself getting into what I was gonna say. I feel myself getting into my groove because I was trying to find it early. I don't know if you noticed. I was like, okay, what am I trying to say? I remember what I came on here prepared to say, but now that I'm here, I'm just kind of like, okay, what was I gonna start at? Here's what I was gonna say. Um, so here's the thing, okay? Now, that like I said, that story that you have is comprised of your thoughts, right? And so if you have a story that if you're constantly thinking, right, this is how it starts. Oh my God, I'm such a failure. Like I can't never finish nothing that I start. Like everybody always goes farther than me. Like I can never finish anything because I'm so inconsistent. Like I don't know why I don't have like no motivation. Like I always just start stuff and finish. Like I'm never gonna get anywhere. Like that's the story. And that storyline is made up of your thoughts. You have thoughts that you are inconsistent, that you are a failure. And so the more that you repeat that story to yourself in your mind about yourself or about someone else or about a thing, about a place, right? The more you repeat that, your subconscious mind, which is like the motherboard of your brain and really like your life, like your conscious mind is only projecting, is only, yeah, only projecting what is programmed within your subconscious mind. Okay. And so your subconscious mind don't understand nothing but repetition. That's how you know your ABCs, right? When you were a child, you went to preschool, whatever, and all your life you heard A, B, C, D, if you in America. Or I'm learning the Yoruba language, right? And so they have an alphabet song, and it's I, B, D, A, F, B. Like it's it's really cute. But I'm learning like the Yoruba. So they have like an alphabet song. Um, just like Americans, like we have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Okay. And so you sang that song, you've heard it so much. And it's really genius, right? Because they know how the brain works and how the brain receives information and how the brain retains information. Music is definitely one of those ways, but also repetition. What better way to get a child to learn something than through song, right? And you repeat it over and over again, like they're gonna get it because you're gonna remember A, B, C, D, E, F. Like you're gonna remember that, right? So your brain, your subconscious mind receives information by repetition. And so back to the point, okay? So if you have this story about your life, men always leave, your daddy left you when you was half the age, and just whatever, like the more you repeat those thoughts, the more that programs your subconscious mind, and it perpetuates this story because you always thinking it. You haven't thought anything else. That's all you think. All you think is you're a failure, you can't keep a job, don't nobody want you, you ain't never got no money, you don't know how you're gonna pay for this, you don't know how you're gonna get da da da. Like all you think is worry, anxiety. And so the more you do that, the more because your thoughts like create your experience, your words and your thoughts. And 9 times out of 10, if you're thinking that, you're probably saying it. You're probably someone like, oh my God, da, 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 right? And you're repeating these thoughts, right? The more you do that, the more you're just going to continue to experience what you've been experiencing. And so when it comes to intentionally manifesting, so let's say, you are used to not having enough money, right? But now you want to consciously see your life change in a way where you get to experience not only just having money in abundance, but not having to work hard for money, right? So you would need to change that story that you have about your experience with money in your life up to this point. Okay. So what was I going to say? Um, the truth is, right, when it comes to thoughts, here's the thing. People think that just because you have a thought that number one is true, okay? We think that every thought that comes up in our mind is true. And we think that we have to accept every thought that comes across our mind, and you don't. Which is why this is one of the reasons why a lot of people get caught up in suicide. I'll tell anybody to the day I go up to God, okay? The trap of suicide is the lie. Suicide is the biggest scam, okay? It's the lie that whatever is on the other side of being alive is just so much better than like what you're facing at the moment. It is a trap, okay? I don't know who's gonna see this, but if you happen to see this and you have not been wanting to live for whatever reason, I know the voice of suicide. I got a video about it. When I was talking about the things that manifested in my life in 2023, how I started that year, I did not want to live. And I was shocked. I was like, "Oh my God, I have not felt this way in a long time." But I know the sound. I know what it sounds like to be lied to by this voice, telling you like, oh, you're just dealing with so much, like it's not gonna change. So you might as well not be here. You don't know your purpose. What's the point of even being alive if you don't know what you want to do with your life? Like you might as well just And then don't be dealing with depression, right? Don't be somewhere thinking you alone and people don't love you. It's gonna tell you, yeah, nobody loves you. See, you here by yourself. Nobody even knows that you're just better off. Nobody's gonna miss you anyway. Who's gonna know the difference, right? It's a lie. It's a lie. And just because that comes up in your mind doesn't mean that you have to receive that thought. So I'll use myself as an example. A couple of nights ago, I found myself, I should have been going to sleep, but I was up having trouble sleeping. And I always have the same thoughts of like feeling stuck. Um, and then a lot of it be like thoughts of comparison, doubt. Oh, I'm this age, so I should be here. There are people who are younger than me who have this, people who are younger than me who are doing this, people do like it's always about somebody else. And I notice like I'm observing my thoughts and I'm thinking like number one, I always have these same type of thoughts. And then number two, um, like not only am I having like these same type of thoughts, but I don't have to like I'm hearing my own thoughts and I'm thinking, okay, this is my process. I have a choice. Okay. I can either buy into these thoughts and be like, oh my God, I'm so stuck. I done came a long way. Like I got all this stuff that I got on this vision board, but how am I gonna do da da da? So and so did me this way, but they got this. So and so got this. So and so got that. So and so's doing this, and maybe they was right about this. Or I can say, you know what? No. Mm, yeah, I hear you, but no, I'm okay, right? Because now, not only do I understand that the more I focus on something, the more that's just I'm just gonna get more of what I focus on, but I can just let thoughts pass. And when it comes to like your thoughts, things that come up in your mind, they're not always true. And if they are, so what? Let's say yesterday you did fail. Let's say yesterday you started a business and you thought it was going to sell out in 24 hours and it didn't, right? Sorry, move a lot. Um, and so now, you know, it may have not have gone the way that you thought it was going to go, but today, oh, business is booming today. Business can definitely boom today. It don't have to be, and like these thoughts that you have, you don't have to, they may not be true. And then two, you don't have to accept every thought that comes up in your head, whether you talking to yourself out loud or whether you're just also in your thoughts saying, you know what, I don't, I reject that. You know what? No, that's old news. No, I prefer this. I don't prefer that. I prefer to focus on this and not that. Like you have to learn to talk back to yourself. And manifestation, a large part of it is like I heard somebody call it like the law of self-talk, right? But it's really the law of the story that you're constantly telling yourself. And in that moment, you get a choice to either accept the thoughts that are coming up in your head, or you can redirect your mind. You can redirect your thoughts by repeating the new story. Okay. And so the new story is going to be the same story that is going to be a new story that is comprised of these new thoughts that if you repeat long enough, if you repeat enough, often enough, they will become new beliefs. Okay. And you focus on that story because in the law of assumption, what you focus on is what you're going to get more of. And so that is what you need to do when you're trying to intentionally manifest, like, or intentionally like make something that's invisible become visible in your life. Even if it's not about like, I don't even want to say, even if it's not about manifesting, because like I said, manifestation is happening around you, whether we like it or not. Like you're sitting in your life from day to day, but spring is manifesting. Like summer is manifesting. Like everything's becoming evident. If it wasn't um, whatever day summer starts until summer comes, like it's spring. And so summer's on its way, but it's not evident until it becomes evident. Like that's manifestation. But um the thing is like with manifestation, it's really about like what you choose to focus on, what you choose to tell yourself. And a lot of people walk around with really terrible like stories, and it's all day your brain is throwing concepts at you. And that's where self-concept comes in, but your brain is just throwing like ideas at you, like bing, bing, bing. And all day, right? You get to say, that's in alignment with what I want. But no, ding, ding. It's almost like ping pong with your own brain. Like it's throwing things at you. And then not only your own brain, but media. Like there's so many things outside that is just constantly like bringing stuff to your attention. And if you perpetuate it, it's going to program your subconscious mind. And you only want your subconscious mind programmed with what you want and what you want to experience in your life. If it's not in alignment with what you want to experience, then you want to make sure that you constantly tell yourself the new story. Okay. So from today, number one, it starts with awareness. You need to start to become aware of your thoughts. That's just not always like I don't think people are as aware, like self-aware or aware of their thoughts as we should be. But your thoughts are literally creating your experience. Think about it. Just think about it. But start with becoming aware of your thoughts. Just like pay attention to what you're thinking. Just be like, Like you ever have thoughts where you're like, where did that come from? Like being more aware of that. Like, why did I just think that? Or like I sometimes I feel like a human radio because I'll wake up with like songs in my head, like where did that song come from? Um, and some songs that'll come up, I'll be like, I know why I'm thinking that. Like that was a good one, but I do know why that may be coming up. But then there are other songs where I'm like, oh no, 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 you can't stay here. You cannot stay here. Oh, not that song. Nope, no, you gotta go. No, rejected. Like you can reject your thoughts. You can reject your thoughts and you can discipline your mind to think the thoughts that you wanted to think. Okay. And you do that by repetition. You do it by repetition, persisting and, remaining consistent. Okay. It just creates like discipline in you. And it's a great thing. It really is. Like we're so accustomed to, our circumstances and our bodies and our minds like controlling us. But the truth is like you can control it. You can tell your body what to do. You can tell your body what to love. You can tell your body what like you can control your mind and your body will follow. Like you can tell your mind, no, I'm not a failure. I know that you are used to me thinking that those thoughts. You are used to me telling myself the story that I'm a failure, that I'll never make it, that I'll never have enough, that I'll never be married, that I'll never be loved, that I'll never be worthy of love, that I'm not the one, that I'm never chosen, that I always finish last, that good girls finish last, that good guys finish last. I know you're used to that story. But today, the new story is no, I am first. I am chosen. I am irreplaceable. No, I am the one. I'm always loved. I am worthy of love. I always finish. I succeed at everything I do. Everything my hand touches is blessed. Oh, I always have money. I never worry about money. I got money coming out my ears. Maybe I'll make money when I'm sleeping. Do you hear me? These are the thoughts that we thinking now. And you repeat that new story like clockwork. You repeat it all day. You repeat it in your sleep. You repeat it while you're brushing your teeth. You in the shower. You telling yourself like, no, I'm the man. Okay, you see me. You see this butter. You see this brown melanated. I'm the man. I am that girl. What? Me? Me? Hey, me. Hey, I'm that girl. Always been that girl. Oh no. Who last? Oh, you ain't talking to me. Cause I always finish first, honey. I'm a winner. You feel me? Oh, I'm a winner. Oh no. I'm an influencer. I don't work for nobody else. Baby, business is booming. My YouTube page, my TikTok, my social media. Oh, it's taking off, baby. I'm about to be that. Oh, for real. Like, watch me. Like, keep your eyes on me because I'm coming up. Oh, the next up and coming artist is me. Oh, don't trip. Oh, don't trip. Just watch. Like you need to be talking to yourself. And the more you talk to yourself, you need to make sure that you're repeating what you want to see, what you want to have, what you want to experience. You need to make sure that you're telling yourself what it is that you want your brain, what it is that you want your subconscious mind to believe. And you need to continue to believe that and continue to repeat that to yourself because you're doing it anyway. You're just focusing on the negative. You're focusing on what you don't want. You're focusing on what you don't have. You're focusing on what didn't happen yet. You're focusing on, oh, how old you are and where you're not compared to what other people are. You're focusing on all the wrong stuff. When you need to be focused your attention on, you need to be focusing on what you want, the endless possibilities of what can happen. Oh my God, we're in May. Do you know how many things can occur? Like you can literally be one place today and be a whole another place tomorrow. That's another thing. Like when it comes to thoughts, why you don't have to receive every thought as like true because circumstances can change. Circumstances can change. You can literally lose your job tomorrow, today, right? Right now. And tomorrow, who knows? You can have a brilliant idea. You can get the best job you've ever had. Like, like circumstances are always changing. So you need to learn to tell yourself, shut up. Like me, when I have thoughts that come up from like the past, I just tell myself, I don't remember that. I do not remember. I don't know if I did a YouTube video on it, but I did a TikTok video on like forgetting the past. I start forgetting the past by telling myself I don't remember. You know what? I don't even remember that. Because what's going to happen is that's how people spiral. You start to spiral when these thoughts are coming at you and you start to accept them. And then you start to perpetuate them by building more of a narrative on like I said, these concepts, right? That your brain just throws at you. When you start to take that concept and you start to give it a story, that's how people spiral. So let's say you went out with somebody and you haven't heard from them and it's been like 5 days, I'll say like a week, right? Them not responding to you, no, I'm not even gonna say it's that long, right? Let's say, you were dating somebody and you text them at 1 o'clock, okay? And it's now 2:30, okay? And so you're like, you have this thought come up in your head, like, you know what, see, he didn't like you. Here you go again, right? Like he never even liked you. You texting him and now you look thirsty, right? So this is the thought is, oh, now he gonna think you desperate. And so you hear that thought and you like, oh my God, what if I look thirsty? Like what if I look desperate? I don't even know if the kids are still saying thirsty. I look young, y'all, and I am young, okay? But I don't know. I don't know what the word is today for thirst, but and my dad used to be thirsty, okay? So let's say like you get this thought, you text this guy at 1 o'clock. Let's go from the beginning. You text this guy at 1 o'clock, text and it's 2:30 and you heard from him, right? So you get this thought like, girl, look at you looking thirsty. And so you hear that thought and you like, this is where people spiral. Yeah, it is. So let me see. Yeah, it is 2:30. He still like text me back like, what if he and then you add a thought to you being thirsty. What if you think I'm thirsty? What if I look like this? What if it's this? What if it's that? You know what? And then you go on Instagram, right? And Instagram says, oh, if a man don't text you back in 5 seconds, girl, get next one. Next. Oh, girl, he didn't text you back in 5 seconds. If he wanted to, he would. Next, that ain't the one. Next. And so now you feel like a clown and you delete his number. And now I shouldn't even save his number because every time I save a man's number, he just act up. Right. And so that's where people spiral. And you get on the phone and girl, I texted him at 1 o'clock and it's 2:30. I ain't heard from him. And I just thought we had a really good date. But these men, you can go on a date with them and they still may not even like you. Girl, what if he talking to somebody? Like that's how people spiral. When really, when you got that thought, like, oh my God, I texted him at 1 o'clock and it's 2:30 and I ain't heard from him. When you got the thought that you might look thirsty, you could have definitely been like, you know what? He probably busy. He gonna text me back because Men always text me back. He's gonna respond because we had a really good time. Like he likes me. I know he likes me. So I ain't even got on over that, right? Like you have a choice. When your thoughts come up, you can choose to build on whatever that thought is, or you can you can counteract, right? You can let the thought pass. Number two, you can number one, you can accept the thought, or number two, you can let the thought pass by just observing the thought, like, oh, I noticed that, but it's okay, no. And then you can redirect by repeating the new story. Okay. So that's what you can do with your thoughts. And the more you do that, the more you create like a new story in place of the old story. And you want to continue to repeat and persist in the new story because whatever that new story is what you're going to experience. The more you focus on it and the more you repeat it, you're going to experience that. I promise you, it's going to project because it's doing it anyway. You think you broke because you keep thinking that you think that men always ghost you. You get ghosted because, you just expect to get ghosted, just subconsciously. Like you're like, yeah, I gave him my number, but he probably just gonna ghost me because they always just ghost me. Just wait. And then when they ghost you, be see, look, another ghost, right? And it's really, it's really the story that you tell yourself about men, about that person, about relationships. Like I'm telling you, start telling yourself a new story. Start perpetuating a new story. And so here is a practical way of doing that. Okay. I am um so here's what you can do. Okay. So I'm gonna always suggest like affirmations because you're affirming anyway. And affirmations are just thoughts. They're just thoughts that you think. So if you think that nothing good ever happens to you, that good things always happen to other people, but good things never happen to you, the more you think that you're just affirming, good things never happen to me. Good things never happen to me. Stuff like that just don't happen to me. Like those are affirmations. Okay. So you want to start to affirm the opposite of whatever this old story is. Okay. If you want to start with like two statements or two thoughts and repeat those thoughts, I will start there. Okay. So pick like an area in your life, right? So let's say you feel like a failure. Okay. You can do away with that whole story by telling yourself, I always succeed. I am so successful. Two two affirmations right there. I always succeed. I'm so successful. I always succeed. I'm so successful. I succeed at everything I do. Like one from them two affirmations right there is gonna build into other thoughts that are positive. So you tell yourself, you know what? I'm so successful. I always succeed. I succeed at everything I do. I succeed at work. My money's succeeding. I'm succeeding in my health. I succeed at extracurricular activities. Like I'm always succeeding. If I'm playing a game on my phone, I'm just winning all the time because all I do is succeed. I succeed at everything. Like, and the more you think that, the more you're gonna start to number one, you're gonna start to feel better instantly. You're just gonna be like, oh, even if your mind is like, you do know that you don't always succeed, right? You don't want to stop there. You want to let that thought pass and be like, no, I always succeed. The point is to continue to tell yourself the story that you want to experience. So you want to experience success in your life, start telling yourself, I'll always succeed. You think you're behind in life? Tell yourself, I'm right where I need to be. I'm progressing every day. I get better every day. Someone texted me and was like, life is lifing, but I'm not down yet. And I was just like, start telling yourself life gets better every day. Life is lifing is an affirmation. What you're saying is, I know what you mean. Life is just tearing you up, right? Life is doing what it do, but life is just gonna do what you think. Life is gonna give you what you're constantly thinking, what the story that you're constantly telling yourself. If you keep telling yourself that life is such a struggle, it's gonna be a struggle. If you keep telling yourself that life is hard, it's gonna be hard. That goes back to that soft girl, how to manifest a soft life video I did. It's all what you tell yourself. So I told her, start saying life gets better every day. My life gets better every day. If that's a small thing, you can wake up in the morning and be like, when you want to roll your eyes and be like, oh, I'm still here, right? You can literally tell yourself, you know what, my life gets better every day. Life gets better every day in every single way. That's how you change the story. You start observing your thoughts and you take it little by little. Take it, categorize your life, money, love, health, uh, career, opportunities. You think that you are an actress, an actor, or whatever, or influencer, you think that it's hard to get PR and brand deals because you a micro influencer, you got 100 followers. Tell yourself, no, I'm an influencer. Like brands always want to work with me. You keep telling yourself, it's hard to get PR deals because I only got these many followers. That's the story. That's an affirmation. You need to tell yourself the opposite. No, I'm actually popping 100 followers and all, baby. Like I always get brand deals. I always get PR deals. Brands always want to work with me. They reach out to me. They don't care. They don't care that I have 100 followers. My number of followers don't matter. You want to get a house and you got poor credit? Tell yourself they don't even care about my credit. You need a job and you have a record? Tell yourself, you know what? People don't care about my record. I always find a job. I found a job like this. I walk into places and they hire me on the spot. I don't know what it is about me, but people just want to hire me all the time. Like, like tell yourself, I don't even need a job. I can start my own business. I'm really good at business. I start telling myself, I'm one of those people. I be seeing people, even on TikTok, I see people who got money and I just be like, how do people be making so much money? How do people get all this money? I started telling myself, you know what? I am one of those people who always have money. And I do. People also think that I always have money. So that is what made me change my affirmation. Like, you know what? People always ask me for money. Like, I got it like that. No, you might, girl, you might need to catch on. And so now I got it like that. I'm like, yeah, I always got money. Like, I'm the richest person in my family. I'm the richest person that I know. Like, I got so much money. The problem is people think that they're lying to themselves. But my question is, where have your thoughts gotten you so far? I'll wait. Like where has thinking that you don't have no money, that things will never work out for you, that you're always chosen last, that relationships don't work, that you're gonna always be single. Like where have thoughts like that gotten you? Again, I'm not gonna wait too long because I feel like this video is long enough, but I'll wait. Matter of fact, let me know. But what could it hurt you to start thinking more positively and to start thinking in a way that is in alignment with like what you want and what you want to experience? It's like when it's negative, people think that it's normal. But when it's positive, people call you delusional or they call you a liar. Well, why? Why is that? Or they call it toxic positivity. Like thinking negatively is not toxic. Why is that? Like, help me understand. But here's the thing, okay? Like I said, you're gonna get more of what you think. So anyway, to sum this up, um, what you want to do is, like I said, break your life up into categories and just think about like whatever your initial thoughts is about that subject when you think it, that's your story. Okay. And so if you want to experience something else other than what you've been experiencing, start to make for each category, make like two affirmations that are the opposite of what you have been thinking. Okay. And then for 3 days, start to repeat the affirmations that you made. And then do it again for another subject for like another 3 days. Or like, just you want to start to repeat it. You want to start to repeat it as much as possible so that it becomes like a natural belief for your mind. And your subconscious mind is like receiving those new thoughts um as fact. And the more you repeat it, the more it becomes true to you. But it also becomes like natural thoughts. You just start to think those things naturally. And next thing you know, you got a new story about money, love, family, health, whatever. But remember, manifestation, intentionally manifesting, it's just you, it's just about the story that you tell yourself. Okay. And you want to tell yourself, you want to repeat the story that you want to experience in your reality. That's the point. Okay. And you do that by repeating it over and over again until you start to see it, because you will start to see it. All right. So no more stinking thinking, no more negative thinking. Mm-mm-mm. When you have doubts, when you have fears, when you have, insecurities that come up, you can affirm, like, I don't have any doubts. I don't have any insecurities. I no longer have an old story. I don't have poor self concept. I got the perfect self concept. I got the perfect concept. I got the perfect life story. Like, you don't have to accept every thought. You can let the thought pass. And then if you must talk to yourself, make sure you are talking to yourself based on what it is that you want to see, what it is that you want to have, what it is that you want to experience. So I do believe that I have been practical enough and entertaining enough to where what I have said is clicking and making sense for you. So I'm really excited, okay, about what you have going on, and I will see you in the next video. All right, have a great rest of the week.